Hi, everyone. Thank you to all of you, those of you that joined us in the live broadcast of the court case. It was a full 2 hours. And for all of you that were there, I would like you to comment on how you found this court case, actually seeing the court proceedings, and the reason why it was important to join in this court case is because Reyno wanted to raise many points, and he discussed these points with me beforehand, and he raised all of them publicly. And this was important. The one thing he wanted to cover was access to courts, the fact that it's difficult for normal people to access the High Court, the fact that in his papers, he actually spoke about many different people that he mentioned: the entertainment industry, the hospitality industry, the restaurant industry, that are without any way of receiving a proper income now or even surviving. Many of these businesses cannot survive with the regulations that are in place now. And what he's saying is that this pandemic has not given grounds, based on what we know now, for people not to be able to make a living. And so the Bill of Rights was used extensively in the papers, and as Judge Norman Davis goes through these papers, he will be able to see what the case is all about. And this is why he's been very much in favor and assisting Reyno through the application as well as through the arguments. And as more of you join now, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for watching, and thanks for actually supporting Reyno in this effort. Please go and watch that video on the Reyno de Beers channel. I will copy and paste that link when it's available so that you can go and watch it again. So the full 2 hours of court appearance will be there for you to watch. Now, what I want you to do is to share that court appearance, those 2 hours, far and wide. People need to sit down and listen to what Reyno argued and listen to what the state argued. In other words, how they feel and think about us, the people of South Africa, and how they are willing to treat us at this time, how they really don't care about our rights and our feelings, especially the rights that we have under the Bill of Rights. So thank you very much for joining me now. I want you to share this video that that Reyno has done in the live stream. It'll take some time for it to buffer, and then you will be able to go and share that. Share it on your Facebook platforms, share it on Twitter, everywhere that you can, so that people, even on WhatsApp, share the link so that people can go and watch this court case. Reyno fought for some landmark things in this court case. He fought for our individual liberties during this lockdown. And a lot of people might say, but there is a real threat, and that people can die from contracting the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and that you could contract COVID-19 and die from it. Yes, this might be true, but we have far worse things happening right now that the government is doing nothing about. And this is the point that Reyno is trying to make. He is saying that the regulations that the government has issued under the state of disaster, that it's unconstitutional, that there's no warrant for it, and he's 100% right. And this is where things will become interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Judge Norman Davis actually rules. So judgment is reserved right now. And in this judgment, hi Benjamin, in this judgment that's reserved right now, the judge said that it might take longer for the judgment actually to come out. So I'll be monitoring this. I'll be speaking to Reyno soon. I'll probably interview him later if he's available, a live interview with Reyno. You could all see him fighting there. For those of you that didn't see the court case, I will share the link to that video. And please, I want you to share that. It's on Reyno de Beers' personal YouTube channel. So I'll share the link underneath this video, and then you can go there and you can share the link for that specific video. That'll be processing right now for this 2-hour court case. And any comments? I saw many of you there. Hi, Rina. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Avril. And like Reyno said in the court case, there was only one case of the flu reported in Gauteng in the entire country. How is this possible? We need to ask these questions. It's important to ask, how is it possible for one flu case to be registered officially in the country? Thank you, Rita, Sandra Smith. Thank you for watching live. At least 2 hours, I'm sure most of you will want to go and have lunch. Fortunately, my wife brought me lunch just before the end of the case. I still have many videos to make and preparations for the meetings that I'll be having. There's 58 of us here now. Thank you all for your comments. Please remember, Reyno mentioned very specific things in this court case deliberately. He discusses with me beforehand. The fact that he wants everyone to know that access to the High Court is difficult, that the system is flawed, and therefore it becomes very difficult for an individual to address the High Court. You have to get special permission. He mentioned this. He mentioned that the wearing of masks, that there's no rationality behind it in science right now, and that this should not be in regulations. He mentioned the Bill of Rights. He mentioned the fact that people aren't allowed to make a life and a living, and that the World Health Organization is not an elected organization. He said they could have been infiltrated by terrorists, and these terrorists could actually try and create the demise of our country. For our government to blindly follow that, the executive has no right to do that. And he made that clear. And it was clear in what he did throughout the questions he asked that he was trying to help Reyno. This judge is a judge for the people of South Africa. Hi, Thijs. Hi, Yapi, Rita, Juliet. Yeah, you're right. Reyno rocked. Margie. Wow, that was an amazing court case. One man standing for justice. He spoke so well with clarity, humanity, respect, and facts. Don't forget, he loves this country. We are praying for this court case, David and Goliath. We know we won that. This is important, and that is why I'm saying, please, you need to share this live court case, which will become a normal video on YouTube now. It won't be live anymore, but you can share that, and people can view it and see what Reyno has done, and please go and support him. You know, I'm not affiliated to any other organization or any other person at all. I am Desmond Bernardo. I have a YouTube channel, 00 Des. I speak for myself, but I know when I need to support somebody, and I want to support Reyno in this fight. Tanya, yeah, the judge was great. Oscar, hi, Oscar. It's important that people, even if you just give him small donations, it takes time for him to prepare these court cases. There's nothing else that he could do over the last couple of weeks but prepare for this. And what Trengo forgets is that Reyno is an individual. He's one person taking on the 4 government lawyers, and he needs a lot of time to prepare. So they're asking, why didn't he immediately lodge an appeal and things like that when he actually wanted to see the court's judgments first? But I think Reyno handled this impeccably. For a layman who is not a lawyer or an attorney or an advocate, he's a national hero, and he will hopefully go down in the history books for this court case and what he's actually done. Hello, Eleanor, Savi. Martin says Reyno de Beer is our hero, just like I wouldn't call myself a hero. He says God bless. Tanya, the judge was great. Mr. Relu watched it all. I thought he rocked. I have one question. Why no advocate? Okay, there's no advocate because to afford advocates is difficult to begin with. And the thing is, they are part of a fraternity that doesn't necessarily look out for the people. So Reyno decided if he wants to really represent the people of South Africa, that he would have to do it on his own. And I believe he's done a better job than any advocate would have for the people. And this is the point. This is not just about a court case. This is about the people of South Africa actually take this responsibility upon themselves to speak out, share what is happening, to talk to the people within your family, to talk to your neighbors and friends, to talk within your spheres of influence and tell people what is happening on the ground. The fact that our government does not have your best interests at heart, the fact that they don't care about the Bill of Rights, thrown it into the toilet in their minds. You know, when Mr. Trengrove actually said the word state of emergency and slipped up, just like Cyril Ramaphosa did, and then said a mistake, a state of disaster. It shows you where their minds are at. And people need to be aware of this. If it was on their mind, they wouldn't be slipping up this many times and saying state of emergency. This is what they want. We have 112 people watching now. Thank you all for coming on board. Mari, Stuart Campbell, Belinda, Jeanette, Beverly, Margie. Okay, Belinda Lewis, you asked, when do we hear the outcome with regards to the case? One thing that Judge Norman Davis said is that he cannot say that this is going to be an urgent judgment. And he gave good reason for that. I believe this judge is fair. In his last judgment, he was fair. He was willing to listen to Reyno. And he said he's going to study the paperwork properly. Now, everything that's in the papers was not brought before the court, so you won't hear it. But Reyno has discussed this with me in detail. He has a solid case. In the papers, he spoke of all the different industries suffering, the people suffering that can't make a living. The fact that our Bill of Rights is being trampled on when we're not in a state of emergency. He made this clear. The fact that we're in a state of disaster and the regulations don't allow people to make a living. Now, under no conditions can you make a decision like that. No government can tell you to just starve and die. They cannot. Otherwise, they need to provide for you, and they're not doing that. So people have a right to make a living. Rolf says he did a brilliant job. Brilliant. Thanks to both of you. Corey Paulson, we pray the prayer of agreement in Jesus' name. Tanya van Deventer, you also caught that slip. These slips have happened too many times. In fact, NDZ has also made that slip. Smash that like button. Yes, please, people, go and like Reyno's video. His message is simple, humble. Trengrove, like in 007, arrogant. It's really sad that arrogance comes through and the humanity falls away, as well as love. You know, Reyno's doing this out of love for the country. He really loves the country. And when you speak to him as a person, you will understand that he's this bubbly, loving personality. A wonderful person. I haven't met with Reyno yet. I've spoken to him many times, so I can't wait to meet him. Now that this is behind him, I'm sure that I will meet with him soon. Margie says, agree that Trengrove appeared defensive. Well, the judge actually put Trengrove on the back foot. And the judge asked some really important questions. Beverly, thank you for standing with us, Double Days, and speaking out for South Africans. I want all of you to speak out for South Africa too. I'm one person. You can speak out in your family. You can speak out in your communities. You can speak out in your area of influence, at work, wherever. This is what we need right now. We need people to speak out, and we need to support the heroes in society that are going out and putting it all on the line. And Reyno laid it all out on the floor in the end. I mean, he didn't hold back, calling the WHO a terrorist organization. Well, we have been terrorized through the regulations. When they're not elected, we didn't elect them. Did any of you elect the WHO? I don't think so. Adrian Stander, hi Adrian, is saying, hoping the judgment is soon. I believe the judge knows that this is urgent. Reyno made clear that this is an urgent case and that the people are suffering. Jonathan Bourne, after what I just experienced, I have great hope for our future. If this court case has brought you hope and many of the rest of you hope, then I'm really glad, because this is what Reyno wants to do, is bring us hope, because liberty is what's on the line. Individual liberty. What our government has done is they've said that your individual liberty is not important. The greater good is what's important. But who decides what is the greater good? Who has the right under our Constitution and Bill of Rights, which is still in place currently, to take away your individual rights and liberties? No one has that right. And the judge knows this, and I believe he will find accordingly. So I'm really looking forward to this judgment. Tanya van Deventer, yeah, speak with love. This is very important. Justice is a part of love. So when justice is not served, they can't love. And what Reyno is seeking for all of us at the moment is justice. I see there's 146 people, 148 online now. Janet, Anastasia, Beverly, Tough Gemini, 0010, Eleanor. So really, people, I am going to, underneath this video, put the link of the video of this 2-hour court case that is just finished. I want to personally thank Reyno de Beer for what you have done for the people of this country. The fact that you have taken on the giants in this legal process, gone to the court. We don't need the whole world to run to the courts. If we have one man bringing all of this before the court, and Reyno has done that, he's done it before, he's done it again. And this is why I support him. And this is why I'm asking you to please support Reyno in this cause. Even if you can donate money towards him, go to the Liberty Fighters Network website, and you can find out how to donate. Some of you mentioned that you might want to start a crowdfund for Reyno. You are free to do that. You can speak to Reyno, get into contact with him, and then get the people to crowdfund him. He certainly needs your support and help. And I can tell you that Reyno has supported what I am doing. He supports my tour. He has contributed towards my tour, and I really want to thank him for that. Many of you have contributed towards this tour to make this possible. I'm having 2 meetings tomorrow in this venue, and then I'm having another 2 meetings on Friday. I'm having another 2 meetings on Saturday. People, this is intense, but this is what it takes. This is what it takes to make a difference. And it's so nice to know that there's many of us taking action where we can, where possible. And I want you to be the change in your community. This is not about single leaders. This is about individuals doing what they can. And the power of one individual is unbelievable if you are just willing to stand up and do something. One thing that's very important, remember what Reyno did in this court case. He did research. He did a lot of research. So go and do your own research. Don't just believe what I say or what other people say. Do your own research and empower yourself, because then you can actually do something. I was going to have a live stream this morning. I didn't think the court case would last as long. That live stream will probably happen this afternoon or this evening still, so you can look forward to that. It is with someone in the entertainment industry to show how there's absolutely nothing to support the entertainment industry at this stage, and what the people in the industry, people with businesses, have gone through. So you can look forward to that later. Thank you, Tanya, Beverly. You guys rock, and a big thank you to you all. People, stand up and stand together. That's important. People need to stand up. Don't look to me or Reyno or any of the other people to be your hero. We're not heroes. We're ordinary South Africans just doing something. You can do the same in your community, and we need you to do that. So we need community leaders everywhere at this stage that stand up and take charge in their communities, organize, get together in meetings, start WhatsApp groups, and spread the word. There's many channels right now that are speaking out about what's happening in government. Some of them are there for entertainment. Don't bother with those. This is about, and 00 Days is about spreading awareness and spreading facts with regards to happening in our country, the fights against a new world order ideology. And this ideology wants to take your individual liberty away. This is all part of an orchestrated plan. You can see it at play right now. Reyno is fully aware of what's happening in the world. He might not discuss it in public, but I can tell you, Reyno is well-read, well-versed. He's fully on board with the knowledge and understanding that I have. Make no mistake, he wouldn't go to court and do what he's doing if he didn't have that understanding. So he's not just any person going to court. He has put all the time and effort in to make sure that he understands who the real enemy is, and he's fighting that enemy for you and me. And I really want to thank him for that. So I will go and put out the links to his video. Yes, we do need #direct elections. Why do we need direct elections? You can still go and campaign and fund a corrupt individual. But in a direct election system, you firstly take away the power from the parties, which has all the power right now. We don't have the power to elect any of our leaders, not the president, not the premier, not the mayors. We don't have that power right now. But maybe the most important thing about a direct elections process is that you can remove a corrupt person. There will be a process to remove them. We don't have that right now. The only people that can remove our current president is the party that he's in, of who is the president. So he's the president of the African National Congress, who's the ruling party. He's the president of South Africa, and he's the African Union chair. Now, how can one person be in those three positions and serve the people of South Africa as their president? I've mentioned in my last video on his address that he looks tired. He doesn't look like he's interested in this job anymore. It looks like he wants to run a mile, and it's good that we keep on piling the pressure on. Thank you for all the comments, people. Certificate of Identification of Artificial Intelligence. Yes, there's a lot of news going out on that. Just remember that these passes that are being put together, these COVID passes and COVID IDs that has been developed by UCT, that it's going to be difficult for you in future to do many things without that. And government doesn't have to enforce it. Industry will. Remember, the plan is to get rid of governments around the world. So industries will control whether you can go and buy food or do whatever if you don't have this pass to walk around. So a lot of people are concerned about that, but that's not why we are here right now. Bonita says Reyno's arguments are better than the advocates and lawyers that argue for the government. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way. It certainly looked that way to me. A lot of people don't truly grasp direct elections. This is from Vanessa Perry. Like I said, the concept of direct elections is not a new concept. It's an old concept. It is new that we want to introduce it in South Africa. And this concept was introduced by the Organic Humanity Movement, or the OHM, and the idea came up in 2017, and in 2018 that organization was actually registered, and part of the organization's constitution is that we will directly elect our leaders and actually change the current governance system. And the more people get behind this idea, the better. Helena, hi Helena, Terence. Self-sufficiency is a key to liberty. To become self-sufficient is the most rebellious thing that you can do as a person. Being self-sufficient, having your own water, having your own food, and being as independent of government and large corporations. If you come to my meetings, I will speak about this, but I'll give you the reasons why you need to do that first. We've all gone into comfort zones. Before this lockdown happened, my father called it house arrest. And he told me that this was going to come in 2004. He took me next to the beach in Melkbosstrand and told me that there will be a virus released one day, that we will be in house arrest, as he called it. And when you come to my meetings, I'll give you a lot more detail on that. And I look forward to seeing those of you that haven't been to my meetings yet. I've seen over 300 people by now. So it's a lot of people that I've seen, and it's very exciting to be able to meet with people and answer their questions. And the reason why I can't go into a lot of detail on YouTube is because it's not as interactive. When I'm in front of you, you can confront me, you can call me whatever you want, and you can ask proper questions. And then I can give you context with regards to what I'm saying. Africa Self-Drive, how can we join one of your meetings? Well, I've actually left my contact number on some of the past videos, so you can contact me on WhatsApp. My contact number is 067 607 6428. So you'll be able to get hold of me, and you can come to one of the meetings. The meetings will be held across the country. We're continuing with this tour. So we have to move to other areas at some stage, and we'll come back here. We can't stay until all the meetings are done. It's just impossible to get to everybody in one go. So I've seen more people now than I thought I would. We've had more meetings than I thought, but there are still 6 meetings now up until Saturday evening, 6 meetings. And there's one more meeting we'll be having on either Monday or Tuesday. And in those meetings, I've increased the amount of people that I'll see in one of my meetings. I had 25 people there. So I've gone past the 12 minimum, and it actually works. So, hi, Vanessa, Bonita. Think about virtual meetings when we could all attend your meetings. I'm considering something like that. I could be speaking about very specific things. So it's something I'm investigating at this stage. And there's certainly certain things that I don't want to mention on a public platform. Nothing that I discuss in my meetings are secret. So people have recorded my meetings with their phones or with recording devices. So there's nothing secret in the meetings, nothing I won't say in front of anyone else. It's just sometimes people won't be able to give proper context, given proper context. Now, for instance, in this format, a live stream, where we have 160 people watching, you cannot directly speak to me. So you have to sit and type, and this is restrictive. When I'm in the meetings, people can speak to me directly. We will be going back to, we'll be going to all the provinces in South Africa. So you don't have to worry that we won't get to you. It will take time. And I wanted to get to Gauteng as fast as possible to get Gauteng over with. It's a financial capital of the world. And the people here are influenced the most by money, something that doesn't really exist. It's a figment of our imagination. And I will discuss that in great detail in my meetings. But I really want to thank you all for coming onto this live stream now. I will be putting the link to Reyno's video in the first comment underneath. And thank you for supporting the Liberty Fighters Network. Thank you for supporting Reyno de Beer. I had a live stream just before the court case started. I'm finishing it off with this live stream now. I believe that this will go down as a momentous occasion in the history of South Africa. And I'm looking forward to a judgment fairly soon. Judge Norman Davis judges for the people of South Africa. He understands liberty and freedom. He doesn't care about what the state has to say. He will be fair, and he will consider the Constitution as is put forward in the papers by Reyno de Beer. Juliet, yes, it was very nice being in Wilderness. We had about 20 people there. So please do make contact with me. Just remember that I'm still a person. I need to eat and do various other things. I get hundreds of messages every day. I try to respond to people in voice notes. My phone is going crazy right now, and that's fine. So this is what it's going to take to make a difference in South Africa. I can't isolate myself. I want to be with people. I want to speak to people, and I want to see you face to face. Rina Botma, thanks there. Stay safe. Thank you, Stephen Kumbi. Do not provide ammunition electronically. Stay safe. God bless you. 100% correct, Stephen. That is why I meet with people, and the meetings will continue. But there's certain things that I might do in a live stream format like this. I will consider what topics we can discuss like this. It is important for us to protect what we're doing. There is a plan. We're discussing these plans behind the scenes. There's many leaders in their communities that I'm working with on the ground. People are contacting me from all over South Africa, and they have started activating people on the ground. And I want to thank every single person that have taken it upon themselves to be leaders in their communities and just leading initiatives. Every one of us should be leaders in our own families first, in our neighborhoods, and within our communities. There is no one person that should take the credit for anything that happens in South Africa. It needs to be a combined effort, or we will fail. So if it's a combined effort, we will be successful. This is simple maths. It's not rocket science. And this is what I'm doing right now when I meet with people and speak to them. Tough Gemini, 0010, Rasul Snyman is loving life. What is? Yeah, a lot of people will say that direct elections is problematic. A lot of people will fight it. The parties especially will fight it. The people in parties, in government, they don't want to put themselves forward directly. Do you think they will be elected? Do you think anyone in parliament right now will be directly elected if they put themselves forward as leaders? Do you think any of them will do that? Think about that for a moment. So once we could actually elect our leaders directly, it doesn't mean that parties fall away. Parties lose their power. There will still be parties there, and some people will still be associated with parties. There's nothing wrong with that. But the party will not have the power to say who must be in that position. Parliament won't vote for the president, provincial parliament won't vote for the premier, and council won't vote for the mayor. We will. And that's how it should be. This is not rocket science. This is a very simple concept. It's not something I even want to debate. It's pointless debating something that is obvious and simple. So, yes, I think I'm going to stop this live stream soon. Remember, in the first comment, the comment at the top, I will put the link to Reyno de Beer's court case there against government, where he went up against Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. And she had her representatives and Advocate Trengrove. He was there to represent government. And I think the judge had him knotted towards the end. And Reyno made a very compelling argument at the end. It's a pity you can't see the papers that Reyno's actually presented, but they are solid. And we stand a very good chance to get quite a few things out of this court case. And I look forward to that. So thank you very much for signing on. I'll be doing another live stream, like I said, later today. And I hope you join us there as well. And that you will think about the people that cannot make a living right now. That's being stopped through these regulations to make a living. And this is what Reyno was fighting for. And I'll bring you these stories. Live. You'll be able to interact, ask questions of these people that I interview. And just know that the entertainment, the hospitality industry, the airline industry, the restaurant industry, they're in dire straits right now. There's many other industries also in trouble, but we certainly need to speak out for them and do something for them at this stage and create awareness. Okay, this evening I need to decide on a time. I will let you know. I'll send out a message with regards to the time for the live stream later this evening. Because we had to shift our time, we haven't finalized the time yet, but I will get back to you and let you know as soon as possible. So I'm really looking forward to the stream this afternoon. I don't think it'll be this evening. It might be around 3:30 to 4 o'clock, around about that time. So I need to get everything set up for that. Thank you very much. And I will post the details for that live stream. I can do a post to my channel or go out to all 18,000 subscribers. And those of you that have the bell icon clicked for notifications, you will be able to get that notification the moment that it goes out, and I'll let you know beforehand. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for supporting Reyno de Beer and the Liberty Fighters Network.